A celebration of military might at Camp Pendleton almost turned tragic. On Saturday, October 18th, the Marine Corps marked its 250th anniversary with a large-scale amphibious demonstration on the Southern California base. Roughly 15,000 spectators, among them Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, gathered to watch Marines fire live 155mm rounds from M777 howitzers across Interstate 5 into a designated impact zone. The plan went awry when one of those high-explosive rounds detonated in midair, far short of its target. Shrapnel rained down on the freeway, striking a California Highway Patrol sedan assigned to the vice presidential motorcade. A chunk of metal about 2 inches long gouged the hood. Smaller fragments landed near a CHP motorcycle officer who later said it sounded like pebbles bouncing off the pavement. Miraculously, no one was hurt. CHP officers immediately alerted Marine Range Control, and commanders halted all further live fire over the highway. What was intended as a showcase of readiness instead became proof of the very danger state officials had been warning about all week. In the run-up to the event, California's government had clashed with Washington over safety. Marines insisted the rounds would arc safely over I-5 and that no closures were necessary. Governor Gavin Newsom's office called the plan an absurd show of force, arguing that any malfunction could endanger the more than 80,000 drivers who use the corridor daily. Citing an extreme life safety risk, state agencies shut down a 17-mile stretch of the interstate for several hours on demonstration day, a move criticized by local leaders who noted that Camp Pendleton has conducted live-fire training for decades without major disruptions. The premature explosion vindicated the caution. CHP Border Division Chief Tony Coronado, himself a former Marine, called the incident a highly unusual and concerning, emphasizing how rare it is for live ordnance to fly over an active freeway. Political fallout was swift. Governor Newsom posted on social media, quote, "We love our Marines and owe a debt of gratitude to Camp Pendleton, but next time the Vice President and the White House shouldn't be so reckless with people's lives," unquote. Administration officials defended the demonstration, saying all standard precautions had been observed and pointing out that the event coincided with nationwide protests against the president's policies, a reminder that symbolism often drives scheduling. Now, 2 parallel investigations are underway. The Marine Corps is studying the round's trajectory, fuse performance, and safety procedures, noting the demonstration had passed a rigorous safety evaluation with multiple layers of redundancy. The California Highway Patrol is compiling its own after-action report and calling for tighter coordination among federal, state, and local authorities whenever military exercises intersect with public infrastructure. No one was injured, but the close call leaves lingering questions. How much risk is acceptable when showcasing military power? Who gets the final say when that risk extends beyond a base's fence line? And can the thrill of a public demonstration ever fully outweigh the possibility, however remote, of catastrophe? The answers will emerge in the coming months, but one lesson is already clear. Even the most meticulously planned display of firepower can falter, and when it does, the line between pageantry and peril is measured in inches of wayward shrapnel.